In the previous video, we started building a few SCVs and sending them off to mine more minerals for us. But we've just run into a problem. We've got a message, not enough supplies, build more supply depots. And if we select the command center, this SCV isn't building. The bar is empty and it's not filling up. Look in the top right of the screen, up here. It says 10 out of 10. We've got to introduce a new concept in StarCraft. In StarCraft, there is a limit on how many units you are allowed to have at any time. This is called supply. Technically, every race actually has a different name for it, but we call it supply for all three races most of the time just to keep things simple. We've hit our limit. We have 10 SCVs, and we're only allowed to have 10 supply worth of something on the map right now. If one of our SCVs died, we'd get some more supply freed up, but we don't want to lose SCVs, we want to make even more things. We need to increase our supply maximum above 10. That's normally done in StarCraft by making certain buildings. And as Terran, it's done by making a building called a supply depot, so we're going to have to talk about how to build buildings now. We need to select one SCV, exactly one SCV. This won't work if we select more than one. So I'm going to left click on one of these SCVs. We've got the little green circle around it. You can see there's exactly one SCV selected in the bottom center. I'm also going to move my camera up slightly so we've got some space to work with. Now we're looking for a new element on the command card. The build structure button, which is here in the bottom left. If I left click on build structure, it'll open up a new menu. A menu where I can select a structure to build out of the list of all the different structures that are here. We're looking for the one called the supply depot. And the supply depot is here in the top center. It's going to cost us 100 minerals. So let's left click on this button. And again, something different is happening with our mouse. Just like when we were issuing commands and we had to pick a location the command was going to be targeted, now when we're trying to build a building, we have to pick a spot we want the building to go. Notice how we've got a picture of a supply depot under our mouse, and it's changing color as we move it around. Sometimes it's red, sometimes it's green. We need to find a spot where it's all green, because that's a position that we can validly place this building. And this is an adequate spot for that job. Let's left-click to put the depot down. Now, nothing happens just yet, but the SCV heads over to that location. And when the SCV arrives, the SCV starts building the supply depot. Here is the unfinished depot that's on the way. You can see its health bar is actually filling up. And again, we have this progress bar in the middle, which gets more full. As it gets more full, we get closer to the depot finishing. The SCV is working on building this depot. We can't take the SCV off and assign it to do anything else while the depot is in progress. Or we actually technically can, but if we did, the depot would stop building. The SCV has to work on the depot until it's finished. Otherwise, the depot doesn't finish. And now the depot is finished. If we look in the top right, you can see I'm now at 12 out of 18 supply because some of those SCVs I had queued up on the command center have gone ahead and started building. But we've increased our supply maximum, which is what we wanted to do. Now that the depot is finished, we had to have that SCV working on building the depot while it was under construction. But now that the depot is finished, we can get that SCV to go back and start mining minerals again. We don't want to leave the SCV staring at the finished depot. He's not doing anything useful, just watching the depot. And again, let's select these new SCVs and right-click them on the minerals, get them mining as well. So we want to keep building more and more supply depots as the game goes on to keep increasing our maximum supply so that we can always build more things whenever we want to build more things. Now our maximum supply has increased. Let's queue up a few more SCVs to build from our command center.